Right, so recently on this channel, we have covered our fair share of wedding drama, which is quite ironic because your wedding is supposed to be the best day of your life, but on TikTok, it's not apparently. And this story in particular is pretty interesting because it's affecting multiple people who've made multiple videos about this situation, but there's no real answers as to why it's happened. And I think I have the answers. But first things first, let's actually add some context to this situation. So there was a TikToker called Katelyn Stalboerger. I've definitely pronounced that so wrong. But Katelyn has only ever posted 3 videos on TikTok, and they're all around the same situation. As you can see, they're getting a lot of attention. The first one's got like 3.5 million views. Then we've got 400k again. So this situation has definitely blew up, and it's a really shitty situation for Katelyn. I actually feel really bad for her because her wedding is seemingly going very wrong. And it actually all started with this video where Katelyn talks about the venue that is supposed to be hosting her wedding has just mysteriously closed down with no refunds and no explanation.
Hi, my name is Katelyn Stalboerger.
Katelyn, what did I say? I said Katelyn. I'm so sorry. That was so stupid of me. I already know that there's people watching this video with that same name and just like cringed inside when I said that. I apologize.
And we were supposed to get married at CircleB Wedding and Event Center in Isanti, Minnesota in less than 2 weeks, so on May 4th of 2024 here, and we just got an email that they effectively immediately closed the venue.
2 weeks before her wedding, by the way. Like, I've never been married, but I know it takes a lot of planning, and this isn't something that you can really just kind of throw together in 2 weeks' time. And then obviously you've got to bear in mind the amount of time that she has put into planning this originally. And if there's one thing that is particularly important in your wedding planning, it's the venue. And not just because that is the place you're getting married and you've invited all the guests and that's where they think they're going, but everything that you've planned, like the cake and everything else, is all going to this venue. So I can't imagine the stress that this has caused, but the situation gets worse because, like she's going to go on to say, they didn't really get any explanation and didn't really get any help with it.
And so we have nowhere to go and not getting our money back. So if anyone knows of anything in the Isanti, Minnesota, in that area, because our church is in Ham Lake, please let us know. We are just trying to figure out what to do.
Oh, bless her, man. I mean, not only have they cancelled the venue, which is already as stressful as it can be, but they're also not even providing a refund. Now, we will get into what has happened with this wedding venue later, but like I said at the beginning of this video, this has affected multiple couples. And in fact, I found another video of someone else talk about the same situation.
Hey guys, we're headed to Target for some retail therapy because we've been ghosted by our wedding venue.
$8,700.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so $8,700 I think he's just said right there, right? So $8,700 and they've cancelled. I'm assuming that these aren't getting the refund either. And if we actually look at the description of this video, it says wedding venue closed 3 months before our day, effective immediately. Hashtag CircleB, pay us back. CircleB being the same venue that we just spoke about. And here we actually have the email that CircleB sent out to the people that they just ruined the wedding for, and it says, "We are sorry to announce that CircleB wedding and events venue will be closing effective immediately. It is no longer possible to maintain the business in the current economic environment, the change in the economy, proliferation of new wedding venues in the market, and most importantly, increased costs have forced the management to make the difficult decision to close the historic venue." Now, there's a few things I want to mention here. The fact that they're closing effective immediately kind of insinuates to me that something bad has really happened, and it's not just that they're struggling at the minute, because you would think if they were just struggling, they would know about this a lot sooner, and they'd be able to kind of like close out gradually, right? And still do the last few venues before they officially close. And then they do go on to give these reasons here, talking about like the change in economy and all this stuff, increased costs and whatnot. Well, it does seem like the owners of this venue have been having some financial troubles recently, but it's none of the things that were really mentioned in this email, and we will get to that. For those of you that have upcoming weddings, we are truly sorry, but unfortunately we will be unable to accommodate your special event. We understand that this news will not only be disheartening to many of you and your families, but for many of you this will be devastating for your plans. For that we are truly sorry. Nobody's available to take calls or emails. I mean, what a weird way to close out that. I mean, the least they could do in a scenario is speak to people and try and help them out, but they're like, oh no, this is your one email that you're getting, and we're gone. We're done. So clearly something bad has happened here, right? If they just couldn't keep the venue up and running because it wasn't as like profitable as it was before, then they would close out gradually, but they'd also speak to people. Well, actually, I came across an article by a local news site. I think they're a local news site. I had to use a VPN to go on. They were like, no UK people, please. And the headline of this article says, venue owners who left couples scrambling are actively being sued, which kind of does make a lot more sense as to why they just closed it down so quickly. According to Minnesota court documents, documents, Wayne and Angela Butt are currently under fire for trespassing and destruction of over 100 trees near another venue they own. Lakeside's Weddings and Events is located in Cottage Grove, where the activity took place in 2021. This led to court hearings earlier this month involving destruction of property. Yeah, so to me, this seems to be the reason why they're closing down this venue, because they probably can't afford it anymore, because they're literally getting sued. And obviously this is something that happened in 2021, but as it says here, the court hearings happened earlier this month, so this is something very recent. Now the article goes on to say that the Butts purchased land located at 7404 Lamar Avenue Street in Cottage Grove for a new business called Lakeside Weddings and Events on August 20th, 2021, according to a trial brief, where the trespassing and cutting of the trees took place just days later. The couple was sued on August 4th, 2022 after property owners adjacent to the Butts came across 115 damaged trees on their land, according to the complaint, leading to the altercation of topography, is that how you pronounce it? Something like that, of the plaintiffs, Stephen and Katelyn. Oh my god, this is not a good day for me pronouncing things, is it? But basically, they damaged someone's property, right? They damaged 115 trees on someone else's property, and now they're being sued. They asked for $50,000 in damages for the trees that were destroyed. They also requested $50,000 to restore the altered topography. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And just to show how recent this is to the venue actually closing, it says, hearings were held on April 15th to the 16th of this year, just 1 week before the venue owners permanently closed CircleB. So, I mean, to me, this is definitely the reason. And just to add some context as to how many couples this has actually affected, the article goes on further to say, with the closure of CircleB Weddings and Events, a total of 19 engaged couples were left with no wedding venue, as well as 2 companies left with no event space. It was confirmed that all contracts for the weddings and events were signed in 2023. So this is 19 couples that are affected by this. Not just the 19 couples, but the families of them couples who have made plans to go to these weddings. And of course, as we've already heard, it seems like they're not going to be providing any refunds, and they've not told anyone how to get refunds. It seems like, I don't know, what, are they just gonna like go bankrupt on the company and then try and figure out a way to not owe these people any refunds? I'm assuming that's what they're gonna do. And obviously we don't know the total amount of money that is owed, but we've got one couple saying that they're owed $8,700. There's 19 different couples. That's around 165 grand. Obviously it's probably gonna be a different amount for each couple, but it's a lot of money. And right now it really does seem like they're just planning on running away with this money. And I don't know like the contracts that people have signed or anything like that. I don't know if they're going to be able to do this for like bankruptcy. I'm just not too clued up on it. But yeah, I mean, if these people don't get their money back, this is genuinely disgusting. And just to make the situation even more bizarre, I'm reading further down the article here and it says, CircleB Ranch Retreat Event Center LLC, what was the official company name, was administratively terminated on February 27, 2024, 2 months prior to informing its customers about the permanent closure. So this is actually something that they knew they were doing on February 27th, but didn't tell people until 2 months' time. And in some cases, just a couple of weeks before people's weddings. Like, if they just told people this in February, or at least said, like, there's a possibility this could happen, it gives people a bit more time to actually sort out their venues, but apparently they didn't want to do that. So yeah, bearing everything in mind, it seems like the reason that this is all happening is because the owners are currently being sued. They're going to have to pay out a lot of money because of the damages that they've caused, and now, because of that, they can no longer run their original business, the event business. So not only have they put themselves in financial troubles, they've now put 19 other couples in financial troubles. Some couples that might not be able to afford another venue, right? Even if they do get the refund back eventually, if they don't get it back right now, they might not even be able to afford another venue at this time because they're already thousands of dollars out of pocket. Now, luckily for Katelyn, because she's made this video and it's went viral, a lot of other venues are saying that they want to help out. Like, for example, we have this one here from Stonehill Farm that have said, we have your date available. Our capacity is 200 and we could get you set up right away, sending all our love. And in fact, actually, as I'm just reading through these comments right now, I've just seen someone who's going through a very similar situation with the same company saying, I'm getting married there in October and didn't get an email from them at all. I think it was a scam. They must have gotten hacked or something. So she is actually like trying to be optimistic about this and saying, oh no, the venue probably is okay. Maybe like they've been hacked and they've sent like you an email. But then Katelyn's responded saying, no, the website is gone and the vendors we had with them have all gotten the same message. When you call, they don't answer. To which the original person said, oh, actually, I did get the email. We tried calling too and it went straight to voicemail. I messaged them on Facebook since that is still up. And yeah, I mean, in that article, it said that they're not responding to Facebook messages, and I believe it hasn't actually been active since 2023. So yeah, this poor person just found out on TikTok that her wedding venue has been cancelled. So I mean, that's 3 different couples that we're aware of that are going through this right now. Obviously, there's another 16 that apparently are too. Like, it's a really, really shitty situation. Now, Katelyn has posted an update video just a day ago talking about the whole situation, so we'll look through that.
Hey y'all, a quick update. First, I did not expect so many people to see that, and the support has been amazing.
So we tried to call our past venue and it went straight to voicemail. No responses or anything like that.
I think that's the most mental part about this. The fact that they're not even speaking to people. Like, they're fucking over people's weddings here. Like, the most important day of their life, right? And they're just doing this happily without even speaking to people. The least they can do is speak to people and be transparent and talk about the situation and see if there's any solution, if there's any way they can help, if they have any contacts of people who could help, you know? But they are just removing all responsibility from themselves, which is mental.
They deleted their website. It's completely gone. Their social media has been deleted, so there's no trace of them anymore. As for our wedding now in 12 days, we think we maybe found one place that does have an opening. It only seats 150, and we have 185 people coming, so we'll just have to make it work with the extra people, because there's really no options at this time.
Yeah, I mean, bless her, right? She has now luckily found another venue, but it can't seat the right amount of people, so it's going to be squashed in this little venue, and yeah, it's just so much more stressful than it has to be. And obviously, bear in mind, they didn't get a refund from the original one.
But I really feel for the other brides who are also in this situation, some who haven't heard from CircleB, just never got the email, and so I guess if I hadn't said something, they may not have known.
Oh, right, so apparently some people just didn't get the email too. There was certain people that did get emailed, certain people that didn't, and found out through this video.
We're really hoping that as things settle down, maybe we will hear from them and get some of our money back, because that was a lot of money. But thank you so much for the support, and we're just hoping that we can secure our venue for 12 days from now. And we really hope that we hear back from them, so that we don't lose all of our money.
Well, it seems like they're not really in a rush to speak to anybody right now. Like, straight away in that email where they're like, oh, we're not going to be accepting calls. That is genuinely grim. But yeah, obviously it goes without saying, I hope everyone manages to sort this out. I imagine there's going to be a lot of people who have to reschedule their weddings, who maybe, first of all, can't afford to get a second venue when they haven't got a refund from the first venue, but also, like, availability. Like, you've got to book these things quite far in advance. Luckily, Katelyn has found somewhere that she can do it with 2 weeks notice. Some people might not be that lucky, and yeah, I mean, it's so sad for everybody involved, and a very, very bizarre situation. I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below on everything that I spoke about in this situation. I mean, it's obviously a horrible thing that's happened, and like I said, hopefully everything can get sorted and people can have the best day of their lives, which is what your wedding's supposed to be. But yeah, either way, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you enjoy. Please do leave a like on it, subscribe if you are new. We're getting very close to 500,000 subscribers, so if you want to help out, that'd be great. And until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, goodbye.